Hello Mina, I am Hạnh from Tiền Phong.vn. Thank you so much for joining our interview today.
Hello everyone, I'm your 2022 Miss Earth, Mina Su Choi. It's a pleasure to be here in Vietnam and cảm ơn everyone.
How do you feel in Vietnam?
So far, a lot of busy schedule, but I like a busy day, so I've been enjoying it so far.
In a year in office as Miss Earth, what makes you proud the most?
What makes me proud the most is that I don't think I've changed as a core value when it comes to my personality or what my beliefs are. Where I was, what kind of person I was before Miss Earth is the same as what kind of person I am today. It's very easy for people when they achieve something very great. It's easy for them to change their behavior, change who they see, or change how they treat people. But I like to think that I'm still the same. I still hang out with the same friends. I still treat my...
That's really great to hear.
Yeah.
Looking back on the journey from being the first runner-up of Miss Korea to surpassing more than 80 beauties to be crowned Miss Earth, how does Mina Su Choi see herself change?
Even till this day, sometimes I forget that I won Miss Earth just because it's such a huge achievement that I've made so far. So sometimes it does feel very, I tell myself, even though yes, I'm very proud of the fact that I put in the effort and I got the result that I wanted, but I think it's very important to also stay very humble for any achievements, because part of my Miss Korea journey, my 2021, when I was doing Miss Korea, I thought I was going to win. I thought I was going to be the winner, and I realized that while in my journey, I wasn't really taking care of people. I was doing well and I was kind to other people, but I wasn't really going out of my way to be like, hey, are you like okay? Like, do you need some help? I wasn't like that because I was so focused on performing well on my own. And when I got first runner-up, I started reflecting, what can I do better? Or what did I do wrong to not win? Because in my heart, I thought I was really going to win Miss Korea. I can talk to other people and I can be friendly and take care of other people. So I wanted to kind of break that like stereotype when it comes to like pageantry. So that's why it was tiring, but I did work extra hard to try to like talk to people and be like, hey, do you need my eyeliner? Do you need my hair curler? Do you want my bikini? And I did a lot of that. So yeah, I'm quite proud of myself for doing that. Yeah.
International fans think that Korea is a country that does not like beauty like some other countries in Asia or Latin America. Does that stop you from taking on the responsibility of Miss Earth?
Actually, not really. I think every country or any culture, they just have a different standard of beauty. And with Korea, when we think of Korean beauty, we think of natural makeup, and that's just the preference they have. So when they see me like this, like they would be so surprised. So I don't know if you've seen my Instagram account, but usually when I'm in Korea, at least, I don't usually wear makeup. I'm usually just roaming around like freely with very natural looking. But I think that's just a beauty standard difference. So
in the final night, when answering the question of behavior, you said that you want to correct mistakes and human sympathy for environmental issues. A year ago, how do you do that?
I think I actually wanted to talk about this during the Q&A if I had gotten the chance to, but I'm a communication major. What we talk very importantly is about empathy. When encountering different culture or something you don't know, your first attitude should be, number one, not to let your own biases, not to let your own culture judge the person you're meeting. And this way of thinking can be applied when it comes to environment as well. I know that's super weird, but why I thought of this, because you can't just tell someone to care about the environment if they've never cared, like been living next to a tree. It's like saying, I don't know, care about carrots when you've never seen what carrots are. Sorry, that's a horrible metaphor, but every time I meet someone, like environmentalist, activist, I ask them, what made you do what you do? And a lot of them have told me, yeah, when I was younger, I really liked animals and I was raised beside natural environments, and my parents were environmentalists. So for those people, it's normal for them to love the environment because they were raised with it. But people from cities, they've been raised in cities their entire life. They've seen tall buildings, they've seen iPhones, so nothing to them is very environmentally friendly around them. So to tell them to care about the environment is, I think, is a very selfish way of approaching ways. And then, so I was thinking, what could be different? How could we approach this differently? And I think that's why my advocacy, I switched my advocacy to sustainable mobility to ecotourism. I think tourism is a great way to come hand in hand together to experience something very vast aside from cities. And as you know, people from cities, they go to ecotourism, they go to like beaches and they go to mountains to see the natural parts. So I feel like if that's incorporated well enough, we can make city dwellers, urban people that live in the cities, care more about the protection of our environment. That's why I think empathy plays a significant role. Yeah, you need to adjust your behavior based on how they see the world if you want to make them change their minds.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
During your tenure, how many countries did you visit? What is the role of
Well, so far during my Miss Earth journey, I've so far visited Belgium, Philippines. It's where the competition was held, and Thailand, and here in Vietnam. So I haven't done as many travels yet, but I'm looking forward to doing travels to Puerto Rico, India, hopefully somewhere in Africa. That's something I'm really looking forward to, because when do I get the chance to go to Africa unless I Miss Earth? But again, similar to, it's always my answer is always like empathy, but when going to a new country is definitely going with an open-mindedness. Really
Specifically in Vietnam, what will you do in this beautiful country?
So far, I actually went to Dong Nai to plant some trees. It was very hot and it was extra cardio, so it was very, in Korean we call it 힘들어, very strenuous. But I really like activities like that, and I love that I got to have like learning experiences, because in Korea it's not something that we do very often as an activity, but I thought it was a very enriching experience.
In the past few days when coming to Vietnam, what has caught your attention the most?
So before I visit a country, I try to look up a bit about their culture and their environmental initiatives, and especially since I was coming to Ho Chi Minh City, I had to do the research. I learned that the water, like what are the environmental issues that pertain to Ho Chi Minh City specifically, and it tends to be water pollution and air pollution, so that's something I've been looking into. And like I said, my advocacy has to do with ecotourism. So I've been looking into ecotourism spots in Ho Chi Minh City, which one of them is called Cần Giờ. Yeah. Kanja, also to a lot of tourists it's known as the Monkey Island, but it's also known for the Mangrove Biosphere Reserve. The local community put in the efforts into restoring the mangrove population, which affected into the biodiversity coming back to life. So I think this is a potential spot for ecotourism that can be developed, and I feel like more locals have to pay attention, but also international people.
Many people wonder that beauty queen's life is different from ordinary people. Having lived in many different countries, which place do you think is the best place to live?
The best place to live? This might be like a very weird way of answering, but I think a new place is the best place to live. Like anywhere new is the best place to live, because you know nothing about the place, you stay curious, and I'm a very curious person. I keep asking questions. I keep like wanting to
think about that nowadays. A lot of beauty pageants winners get body shamed. And have you ever been body shamed?
Oh, I've been body shamed so much before. I'll try to keep this answer very short, but growing up I've been I was a lot bigger than I am right now. So for me, body shaming happened quite often, but mostly from my mom. With Asian parents, you know, it's always the mom that body shames you. But it's something that I've gotten over with. You know, as long as I'm happy with putting in the efforts and setting my own boundaries to where I want to be, I'm honestly, others' opinion, I try not to let it get to me.
How many people have you dated so far, and what is your view on love?
What is love? I'm a pretty. I don't think I'm allowed to answer that, because Koreans are conservative. I don't have a boyfriend. I've never dated anyone.
And what about your view on love?
Oh, the view on love.
To be honest, is the point of beauty contest is to change your life as a destination?
I don't think so. I don't think beauty pageant should be the end game of your goal. The purpose of life is to find your gift and find challenges in life, but it's never like a competition. It's never like an event, but I think it's a mindset. So a beauty pageant.
Do you know any beauty queens from Vietnam? And who are you most impressed with?
Has to be my fellow Miss Earth sister, Phong Can. Yeah. I just like the energy she radiated during Miss Earth, and a lot of fans from Miss Earth have told me that we radiate similar energy, which is like very authentic energy. So I think that's someone I really set as a role model when I was competing in Miss Earth.
Vietnamese fans think that you are the most outstanding beauty of Miss Korea after Honey Lee. What do you think about this?
Wait. So I'm humble, but I have to be proud of myself. There will be more Korean delegates that will way surpass me. I truly believe in that.
What environmental issues are you concerned about in Korea?
In Korea, definitely the air pollution and the current MZ generation mindset when it comes to the environment. I think people are so absorbed by the technological world that we tend to really forget about like going back and revisiting something that's always been part of us. So I think that's a mindset that I also want to.
Thank you again for participating in the interview today, and I wish you a happy stay in Vietnam.